Hey guys, and welcome to Delta Review. Today is going to be an interesting little video. I'm going to be reviewing the biggest game that I have, the World of Warcraft board game. Amazingly enough, this game mimics the computer game extremely well. You have questing, you have killing, you have items, you have upgrades, you have all that stuff in a board game that is rather large. But let's open up this huge box and see what you get inside and how to play the game. So, here's what you get in the World of Warcraft board game. First off, the obvious thing you're going to first notice are all of these awesome plastic miniatures. These are to mark the quests, what monsters are in each region. There's 3 different colors for 3 different things that can happen for these monsters. These are a great plus in the game. This is, if anything, this is a great reason to buy the game. You also get a huge board, which has a bunch of different information on it. It's got regions, it's got flight paths, it's got your experience track, it's got combat zones for both factions, it's got a merchant deck, so it's got all that stuff. It's got a lot of D8s, which are used for the combat system of the game. There are 3 different types of die. Blue is for ranged, red is for melee, and green is for defense. And these are all used for combat. Then you get double-sided character cards. These are used for each character and for both factions. And then you get a little figurine that can be painted, if you want them to be, for each faction's color. Each character comes with its own deck of cards. These include talents as well as skills for that character that you can gain during the game. Then you also get a lot of random cardboard chits for money, energy, health, faction stuff, random stuff that can happen with the monsters. So a lot of different cardboard. So that's what you get in the game mostly. Now let's go ahead and talk about questing, because that's the main way of doing stuff in the World of Warcraft board game. Now this is how questing works in the game. To begin, you begin with 3 of the gray-backed quests and 1 green quest. You set those on the board, and that's the quest that you start out with. Now how do you read these quests? On the card you're going to see a lot of information. The first thing you're going to see is the name of the quest, and then the monsters that spawn because of the quest. So in this case we have a green scarlet crusader in the ruins of Anderhall. So you go ahead and grab the corresponding creature, the green guy, and you put it in the ruins of Anderhall, which is going to be up here off screen, mostly. Nope, it's over there. Then you also see the reward. Now, the reward is gained, just like in the game, whenever this quest is completed. And the way that you complete the quest is by killing the monster. So, this reward would be 7 gold, 4 experience, and then a choice of 2 different common cards. You'll see the different item symbols, which are triangle, square, and circle. And each separate icon is 1 card. So the number inside is the number of cards you draw, and then each icon is how many cards you get. So this would just mean that you get to look at 2 triangles, and you get to keep 1. Then there's a number in the bottom that tells you the maximum level that your character can beat this quest without having a penalty of experience. And there's also some flavor text in the game. And there's also some bigger stuff that have multiple monsters being created, lots of money. Then this red text is special items that you get for completing the quest. So that's how questing works. One thing to note about questing is that your faction needs to put one of their faction tokens under the monsters of that type of your quest, so that you know on the board which one is yours and which one is your opponent's, which one is the alliance and which one is the horde. You don't, however, have to put a token of blue monsters, because those are independent monsters that will attack you if you go into their region. But I'll get to that in a minute. Now that you know how questing works, let's go ahead and go to combat and how you beat these quests. Okay, now we're going to attack this crusader that we spawned last turn. In order to attack a monster, you have to be in the region that the monster is in, and he is your faction. Then you initiate the attack. Now what you do is you look on your monster reference sheet, which is included in the game, and it has all the monsters listed on the game. It's got all the different monsters. For this one, we're going to look at the Scarlet Crusader, and he is green, so you look at the green columns and rows. So we have his threat is 5, his attack is 4, and his health is 3. What the threat means is that is the check that you have to hit on the die in order to hit him, so you have to hit a 5. The attack is how much damage he does to you if he is still living at the attack phase. And then the health is how much health he has, which is how much damage you have to do in order to kill him. Now what you do is you look at your character sheet and you see how many die you get. These are symbolized by all the triangles on all of the stuff that you have. So for this guy, I have 1 blue, 1 green, another blue, a red, and another green. So I have a total of 5 die to roll. So what I do is I roll these guys, and I look at how many of them were 5s and above. So I got these 3 were 5s and these 2 were not. Okay, but on my cards I have 2 re-rolls. So this guy has what's called a re-roll, and this guy has a re-roll, which means I can re-roll up to 2 die. So I take these 2 die, I roll them again, and the green hit, but the blue did not. Now what you do is you use your tokens that came with the game, the damage and defense tokens, in order to mark these. So all of the blue die, which is symbolized by here, all of the blue die get immediately 1 hit in the damage. So we got 1 hit in damage, and then you see on here every red die gets a hit token in the defense, which we got 1, and every green gets one shield token in the defense box as well. Then you look at how much health and how much damage you've done. I've only done 1 damage, and the Crusader has 3 health, so I don't kill him. So what happens is he goes on and attacks me. So I look here, and his attack was 4, and I have 3 pieces of cardboard in the defense, which means that I only take 1 damage. So I take, on my character sheet, I take 1 of my health tokens away from the game, and I have 1 health left. Then, after that's done, you move everything in the defense and the attrition, once we get to attrition, you move all that up to the damage box. Now you see if you have enough. And I only have 2 here, and his health was 3. So I still didn't kill him. So I have to go to another combat round. So then you look again, and you see how many die you have again this round, and then you keep doing that until either you're dead or your enemy is dead. And that's how combat works. Okay, so now that you know about questing, and you know about the characters, and you know about how combat works, let's go about how this all fits together in the grand scheme of things to form the game of WoW. Each character has 2 separate actions. These 2 actions can be one of 5 things. The first thing can be a rest. What this means is that he can regain any combination of health or energy equal to twice his level. If he's in a city, like this guy is in South Shore right here, he would get 3 times his level. The second thing that he can do is do a town action. If he is in a town, which is symbolized by that faction's symbol, like blue symbol right here, then he can do a town action. A town action can be composes of 3 separate things. The first thing is that he regains any combination of health or energy equal to his level. So, yeah, equal to his level. The second thing is to purchase anything from the merchant deck. The merchant deck will have gained some cards in it throughout the game. And if you want to purchase something, you just pay the gold cost on the card and you gain it into your bag. But remember, you can only have 3 cards in your bag, so you want to be careful about that. You can also sell cards for half the price, rounded down, back to the merchant deck. He can also buy spells from his spell deck to put into his spell book.